Hey guys, thanks for joining us again. We are back to review another kind of flashback film. We are going to review The Ritual,
Yes.
which came out in 2017, and it's a horror mystery, would you say?
Yes.
Thriller.
Bit of everything.
So it's British made, but set in the northern forest of Sweden. And there goes my phone.
Popular.
Yep.
This was a film that I originally didn't really know much about. I just saw it on Netflix one day, and a friend of mine posted something on Facebook about it and said that it was one to see.
Yep.
And then I think I texted you and you were like, yeah, I'm watching it right now. Great minds think alike.
Yes.
So it was just a really surprising one that you just like kind of chuck on, you have no idea what it's about.
Well, I thought it was going to be like a run-of-the-mill, like Lost in the Forest and something
Me
chasing
too.
you, blah, 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 but it was not like that at all.
Nothing like what you would expect.
Like, it got like that for a little bit, but then it like veered off in a completely different direction, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is new.
Yeah. So basically it starts out that it's just like a group of friends. They're just obviously at a night out. And then one of them in particular wants to keep going, you know, where it's like that, you know, you always have those nights where just one of your friends wants to keep drinking and you're like, no, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Anyway, so one of the guys wants to continue, goes into a bottle-o, one of the mates goes with him, and then things turn south and...
Well, they get nasty when two armed robbers come in and like pretty much murder people.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, one of those people is one of the friends.
Yeah.
And our main character, I can't remember his name now.
I can't remember.
I feel horrible.
Yeah, but he was great.
But anyway, main character hides away, like when his friend
Needs him.
Like it's arguable whether he could have actually done something, but he should have not hidden and tried to help his friend.
Yeah.
That would have been the right thing to do, and his friend may not have died if that had happened. But that's how the story begins, and then the friends all meet up to go on a hike in memory of the murdered friend.
Yes, because that night when they were all hanging out, they were trying to pick what their next like group holiday would be.
Yeah.
And the one that passed away, well, got killed, wanted to go on a hike, so they all kind of did it to commemorate him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just starts off, and you get to kind of see what all of the characters are like.
Yeah, and look, the main character is tormented because he's
scarred.
He's scarred because of the choice that he made.
Yeah.
He kind of just let his friend die.
And you kind of see how the other friends sort of react to whether they like their opinions on the whole thing, and that sort of comes up quite a lot throughout the movie. Like some of them think, you know, I don't know, it just gets brought up a lot. They, you know, what they think about what happened.
Yeah.
You also kind of get to see all their personality types. So there's one that's a doctor, and he's just like he's just a wuss pretty much.
Whiny little.
Yeah.
Beep.
Yeah. Insert swear word. Yeah, so you just kind of, like, they all kind of develop, and, you know, you get to see a little bit of them as the film progresses, as they're hiking, which I think is a good place to see what people are like.
Well, and like the stories, it kind of all veers off when he hurts himself, the doctor.
Yes.
And is like, they're trying to drag him along, and they're trying to get back to their cabin quickly.
Yeah.
But they decide to take a shortcut, which halves the time.
Yeah.
And they just have... Yeah, no, don't ever take a shortcut. In
films.
life, never take a shortcut. So, they go through this really gnarly forest that's got, like, runes carved into the trees, and then they stumble upon an elk that's been gutted, and it's hanging up in the trees.
Hanging up in the trees, that was...
And they're like, okay, that's weird, but they keep going.
They're like, yeah, it's fine.
Until they find a cabin at night. And that's when stuff gets really freaky.
Yeah, so they all just, like, crash there for the night, and then... they just find this weird figure upstairs. It kind of reminded me of Blair Witch Project a little bit.
Yeah,
it had that same sort of vibe, but much better.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, they find this structure upstairs, and they're like, oh, like they get a bit creeped out, but they're like, oh no, it's nothing, you know.
Yeah.
And then they all kind of have this.
They have all separate creepy experiences.
Yeah.
And you only get to see the one experience from the main character's point of view. But when he wakes up in the morning and he sees that one of them has peed themselves, the other one's upstairs naked praying to the figure, and they don't know why. And that, like, you don't see that
it's
what
like
happened.
A collective nightmare.
Like
that's what they describe it.
Yeah. So they lose their minds. They're like really scared at that point.
Yeah.
And they try and they're trying to get out of the forest basically. And they stumble upon more of the runes.
Yeah, the little etching in the trees.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where it kind of you start seeing things from the point of view of something else in the forest that's stalking
watching them.
And as it goes, one by one, they all get picked off. Which is kind of common for that kind of film.
That part was kind of predictable. But you never really know who's going to go. Like, when there's that classic horror film where you're like, the bimbo's going to die first.
Yeah.
Like, you just know. But this one, like, you don't really know who's going to go.
Like, the tough one went first.
Yeah. The one that was like, come on, guys.
The one that was pulling the team together.
Yeah. That was very unexpected. This whole movie was unexpected.
The whole movie, like, that part was, the part that was expected.
Yeah.
In that kind of movie, but then like after that, all that happens, and then
you're just like, what?
And then something else happens. You're like,
what's going on?
Well, spoilers, already spoiled it anyway. But he stumbles upon, like, after all his friends have been taken,
the last one.
He's the last one. They found one of their friends gutted up in the trees.
The same way as the elk.
But then he finds himself kidnapped.
Yeah.
By like a group of people living in the forest, and he finds his friend, the doctor, and he's been captured as well. And what's actually happening is these people are sacrificing people or real people to some kind of
being
monster that lives in the forest.
Yeah.
And that's was unexpected. That part
was, yeah.
That there would be those people there and like they're doing this.
Yeah, ritual.
The ritual.
The ritual. But the other thing that was really interesting was that when they all had that nightmare at the start of the film, he ends up with like these 3 almost like puncture wounds.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Like he ends up with those, and that's essentially what signifies that he's going to be like the next person that they're meant to bring into the fold. Yeah,
so
into
not
their
kill,
group.
but to bring into to be a follow-up.
Because so he kind of meets this girl. It's a very brief interaction, but he meets this girl and is being held captive, and she like you kind of interpret that was in his situation. Yeah,
and that everyone else in that village had been put in that situation, and they'd chosen to bow down to this monster.
Yeah. So that was.
The monster design was actually really cool.
So cool.
I was actually really surprised with how original and unique it looked.
Yeah, and like the monster essentially made them all hallucinate like during this whole film. So he keeps having flashbacks of.
And it was tied back
in the liquor store.
It was tied back because it was set in Sweden. It was tied back to the Norse gods or Norse gods. So that this monster was like the offspring of Loki.
Yeah, he was like an ancient being.
Yeah, I don't know if it was him, but I think it was a her.
I don't know.
But it was like this giant elk with like, instead of horns, it had arms.
Yeah, and like this tiny little
and a little face, like no eyes. It just had eyes.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was such a cool monster.
But anyway, we won't spoil the ending.
You'd probably guess it anyway.
But anyway, no, it was just really well done. Really surprising
film. Like I was kind of like, this is going to happen now, and then it just went the other way. I'm like,
it's like, whoa.
Oh, okay.
That's not what I expected.
This is new.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be full drama, but it was like, oh no, that's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
But a good one.
It was a good one. Yeah, it had like for once, it was one that you couldn't predict.
Yes, which is the best thing because there's so like horror films are so like storylines are so overdone.
Yes, there's a lot of tropes.
Yeah, this is very unique.
Yeah.
Very, very well done.
So I would highly, highly, highly recommend it.
What would you rate it?
Look, for me, it was probably up there around about the 7 mark for me.
All right.
For like, I would give it more, but there were some parts that were a bit slow paced.
Yeah.
Like the pace was a bit slow in some bits.
Have we agreed that we can't do halves?
We've agreed that we can't do halves.
Okay. I suppose you can't really take half a bite of a popcorn and put it back.
Really not.
All right. I'm really torn. It's between an 8 and a 9 for me.
Oh wow, okay.
That's how highly I rate it, just because it was so
unique.
Yeah, different.
Yeah.
Just one that sticks with you,
Okay.
Well, for me, it did anyway. I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna do it.
Cool.
That's like the highest I've ever rated something.
Yeah, that's the highest you've rated something.
Wow. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. It was a really unique film.
Yeah.
But guys, as always, let us know what you think. If you haven't seen it, go out and see it.
Watch it. It's good.
Leave us some comments. Let's discuss it.
Yes.
And yeah, we'd love to hear what you think.
Yeah, or any other films that are
or recommendations.
Equally as surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like us, and then follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Tumblr.
Yes.
So we are there.
Everywhere.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, have a great week, guys. Or weekend, sorry. And we'll see you next time.